Good morning, Year 4. Hope you're all well. Happy New Year. Sorry that we are having to home learn again, but hopefully you are finding what we are putting up for you useful. It would be really good if you can continue doing all the home learning that we set for you, and that will help you when you get back into school and obviously further onto your education. I know it can be really hard to get motivated, but well done. We've got through the first week. We can do this together. So today's learning objective, we are carrying on with division, as we will be for a while. And today's task is I can divide a 2-digit number by a 1-digit number using known facts. So it's just using those facts that we know of our multiplication tables and interpreting them or using them to help solve a problem that gives us a 2-digit number. So what's our learning verb? We are dividing, and we've got a 2-digit number divided by a 1-digit number. So 15 divided by 3, what is that? Well, if we know our known facts, if we know that 3 times by what is 15. So 3 times by what is 15, because remember division and multiplication are the inverse. So 3 multiplied by 5 is 15, therefore 15 divided by 3 is 5. So it's going to be similar facts to that. So we've got this question here, it's 20 divided by 4 equals something. So what is this question asking us to do? I would like you to think back to yesterday's lesson, and if you didn't do yesterday's lesson, I would pause this video, stop this video, and do yesterday's lesson first, because that will help you with today. So those of you that did yesterday's lesson, can you represent this question using a number line? Can you represent it using a bar model? And can you represent it in any other way? So just pause this video on a piece of paper, or if you've got a workbook, just practice what this question is asked us to do. Represent it for us. So if our problem is in our 12 times table, then it seems quite straightforward. We can just use the inverse operation. But what if the number is bigger than in the 12 times tables? What if it's 14 times something? Or what if the number, like the one below, is 84 divided by 4? How could we tackle this? So as usual in maths, ask yourself, what do I already know that can help me? So let's look at this 84 divided by 4 and just have a think, what do you know? How do you think that you could solve this? Could you partition it maybe? Partition it into the tens and ones? Maybe think what it's asking you to do. Could you do 80 divided by 4 and then 4 divided by 4? So how would you have a think? How would you tackle 80 divided by 4? What would you do? That's right. If you know that 8 divided by 4 is 2, then you know that 80 divided by 4 is 20. And then 4 divided by 4 is 1. So therefore you just put them back together. So the answer is 21. So it's straightforward if you just use your knowledge that you already know. And we are super confident that you've got lots of knowledge already. So to help explain how to solve this problem, if you're unsure doing it with mental methods in your head, what you will need to do is split your whiteboard if you've got one at home, or a piece of paper, or whatever you're working on. Or I have saved a grid for you. It's a 100 tens and ones grid. So it might be that you want to print that out or just draw one of these for yourself. And you want to share it, you could want to share it in your rows by the number that you are dividing by the divisor. So for example, today, or for this problem, we are dividing by 4. So therefore you can see that I split my chart into 4 rows. And this will make it easier for us to understand and work out. Or if you find it easier, work it into your bar model, like this one. So I'm going to show you, I'm going to use place value counters, but obviously I understand that you don't have these at home, but you can certainly just draw them on. There's nothing wrong for you to just draw a circle with a 10 in it and draw a circle with a 1 in it. So 84, I've got 8 tens and 4 ones. So we divide the tens first. So we've got 80 divided by 4. So therefore I split them into my 4 rows, and that leaves 2, leaves 20 in each section. I then divide the ones. I've got 4 ones, as you can see here. And again, I split those into my 4 bars, separate bars. And so therefore I can see read across, and I've got 21 in each section. And here it's represented by the bar model if you find that more useful. Okay, so it's a very straightforward one to demonstrate with. If at any point you get stuck on questions further down the line, or when you are doing the do it yourself, please come back to this and this slide, because this will hopefully help explain it a little bit more, or you can visualize what it means. Okay, so let's look at this one together. 69 divided by 3. Okay, so I've shown here that I've got my 60, I've got my 6 tens, and I've got my 9 ones. And then I've got my tens and ones chart here. Now, because I'm dividing it by 3, I'm splitting my chart into 3 rows, or you've got your bar model there, but I'm going to use this tens and ones chart. So therefore, I've got 60 that I need to divide into 3 sections. So I'm going to divide the tens first. So I've got 1 10, 2 tens, 3 tens, and then I've got my 4 tens, 5 tens, 6 tens. So therefore my 60 has already been split up into my 3 sections. I've divided 60 into 3. So 60 divided by 3, you can clearly see, is 20. And then I've got 9 that I need to divide into 3. So now I move my 9, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And if you were drawing these, this is absolutely fine. So now I've done 9 divided by 3. So first of all, I've done 20 divided by 3. And you can write that, sorry, that gave you 20. And then you've got 9 divided by 3, which you can see leaves 3 in each row. So therefore, put them back together. 69 divided by 3 is 23. Okay. So again, if you get stuck on the ones further down the line, stop and have a look at, revisit this slide, and this should help. Okay, so I'm just going to pause a moment for you to just have a go at that and just to take it in. Okay, so we've got this question, 96 divided by 3. I would like you to pause the video and just have a go as on your piece of paper or in your workbook, as we would as if we were in class and using whiteboards. So 96 divided by 3. What are the known facts? How can you share it out? So pause the video and have a go yourself first. Okay, hopefully you've had a go. So we've got 96 divided by 3. So first of all, we are going to be dividing 90 by 3. So I've split my grid into 3, or use your bar model, and I'm going to share 90 into 3 sections. So I'm going to do 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60. Sorry, it's not very fast moving all these. 60, 70, 80, 90. So as the instruction says, we divide the tens first and then the ones. So 90 divided by 3, you can see, is 30. Okay, and then we need to divide the ones. So we've got 6 ones. We've got 6 ones divided by 3. So 1, 2, 3, divided into my 3 groups. And then I keep going because I've got 6. There we are, I've got 6 and I've shared them into my 3 rows, into my 3 groups. And you can see that I've got 2 in each group, in each row. So therefore, 6 divided by 3 is 2. Hopefully you've known that already, and you can do a lot of these in your head. If you can do these mentally, that's absolutely fine. You don't need to draw them out. This is just explaining it for when things get a bit harder, and for next week as well, when we go on to 3-digit numbers, that you will need to understand the process of how to break it down. So, sorry, I digress. Let's go back to this one. So 96 divided by 3. Let's count up our rows, our groups, and we've got 32 in each group. So therefore, 96 divided by 3 is 32. Well done if you got that one correct. Okay, I hope today's demonstration has been quite straightforward. Please go back and remind yourself about how to lay it out. Rewatch the video if you need it to help, or if you get stuck on anyone, rewatch the video and hopefully it can help you answer them. So this is today's sheet that I have saved on just below this video, and it clearly says I can divide a 2-digit number by a 1-digit number using known facts. As I said, this will be build on to next week's learning, so make sure you are secure with this lesson first before we move on, because we're moving on to dividing 2-digit numbers with remainders and when you are carrying, and also we're moving on to 3-digit numbers as well. So this is the stepping stone almost. This is the building blocks to next week's learning. So this is the do it section. So I've said calculate the answers to these questions. If you've got whiteboards at home, if you've just got scrap paper, if you've got a workbook, whatever you find to help, whatever you've got around to help it make it easier for you. You can draw the place value counters or just use your mental methods from the known facts that you can use in your head. Anything that helps you to learn. So our first question is 88 divided by 4. So I've just reminded you, divide the tens first. So what do you need to divide by 4? And therefore, what's the answer? And then you divide the ones. So therefore, that would be 8 divided by 4, and then the answer. And then you put the complete answer at the top. Second one, 93 divided by 3. Remember, divide the tens first. So it'll be 90 divided by 3. And then divide the ones, 3 divided by 3. And then you put the answer there. The same for these have been broken down. This, I've missed off saying divide the tens first and divide the ones first. Hopefully by this point you've got into the pattern, and here you're obviously doing the same, but I've just not given you that space to remind you. But obviously, hopefully you've got into the pattern of doing it. Okay, then once you've understood and you've got the basics of it, then you can go on to the twist it. So it's when you're having to explain it a bit more. So it's justifying your reasoning. So you've got a problem here. 3 children have answered 48 divided by 4. Who is correct? So Holly has said that the answer is 11. Elsie has said that the answer is 12, and Jack has said the answer is 13. You need to say who is correct and why. Have they grouped it into 4 rows? How many are in each row? How many are in each group? How do you know? So use your knowledge from before to help you answer the twist it, and then get your grown up to check that you have explained it correctly. And then your solve it is Eva has 96 sweets. Sorry, I've messed out the S there. She has 96 sweets. She shares them into equal groups and she has no sweets left over. How many groups could Eva have shared her sweets into? So this is more of a problem solving. So it might be using your known facts. What could you know instantly? Is there just one answer? Have a go, have a few problems. If you're really proud of your work, by all means, please send it to your class teacher. Would love to see it. If you are struggling with any of this, please do either email Miss Mather or your class teacher. Miss Mather is on call today to answer any questions. If you email her using her details on the website, or email your class teacher, and we will get back to you as soon as we can. It might be over the weekend. Okay, good luck. Stay positive. You can do this. Stay resilient. Hopefully this will give you a good stead into next week's learning. So I'm wishing you all a safe and happy weekend when it finally comes. Enjoy your learning today, but then enjoy your weekend. Make sure you get outside, but stay warm. All right, see you next week. Bye.